Okay, this is Prof Moose without bells, without funny locations, without anything. You know why? We're into our second week of lockdown. Prior to that, we had a kind of week of yeah, be careful, children. Don't get too close to each other. Don't go kissing strangers. The rest of the world was testing for this virus. We were sort of just everything will be fine. Working on the idea of herd immunity. That's where you infect a large proportion of the herd to trigger an immune response, and then you breed healthy herd after that. And people die. Well, if you're doing it in a herd, then cattle die or whatever, and that's kind of considered acceptable. Loss of life is considered acceptable in farming. There are ethical questions as to whether that should be so, but that happens to be the way we work at the moment. Is it acceptable with people? Well, we were talking about 500,000 people dying in that, and the population quite rightly said, and the science community in particular said, actually no. The rest of the world said you've got to be, how can we put it politely, not very well in the head to go down that route. And eventually the government changed its mind. It changed its mind a bit late. Germany at the moment is testing about 500,000 people a week. We're nowhere near that. We're not even testing 100,000 a week, not even a fifth of that. We're not routinely testing. We're still saying, okay, well, if people turn up hospital and they're seriously ill, we'll test them. We're not testing our healthcare professionals, so we don't know how many are contracting the disease. We don't know how many are spreading the disease. We have no idea. Our present death rate, when I checked it the other day, was 5%. There's a 5% mortality rate. We know that is artificially high because we know that the only people being tested are, of course, those who are likely to die, really. So 5% is actually quite good considering the test sample. We should have been testing, shall we say, indiscriminately testing, almost from the word go, which is how South Korea has survived so well and without stupid lockdowns. Partly, I suspect, because the South Korean population are slightly better disciplined than the UK. When they're told, stop going out snogging random people, wash your hands, don't touch your face, keep your distance, be careful, off you go. That's exactly what they did, whereas we just kind of carry on as normal. Because the government didn't actually take this particularly seriously, they didn't order the supplies that they needed to order to keep us safe as the disease developed, which we knew from the models from around the world it was going to develop. The people kind of didn't take it seriously either, and now we're in this predicament. We've been led by the government into a dire situation, and we are now trying to lead the government out because the government are quite happy to sit there and say, oh, it'll all blow over, won't it? The cost of many lives, probably. How do we continue? I don't know. I'm not a scientist. I would suggest that we go begging to the EU for ventilators. How you can have a country with a population of 65, 66 million people and only 5,000 ventilators, some of which are not going to be functioning, others are going to be in use, leaving the actual reserve to be quite small. I don't know. Germany has 25,000 ventilators. We were offered a buy-in to the EU. The EU said, join us with this let's get lots of ventilators quick scheme. And we turned it down. We were offered ventilators by a UK manufacturer who had them in stock. This is manufactured, ready to go, type approved, you can go straight to hospital and use them, no testing needed, done. And no, we're going to go with a Hoover manufacturer who supported Brexit, supports the Conservative Party, and has relocated to Singapore. And he's going to design No, you're going to design. The design process is quite lengthy. That's something I do know a bit about. The design process is quite lengthy, and then they're going to have to be tested. By the time we actually get to those ventilators, a lot of people will have died needlessly, and the virus will probably have run its course. Now, whether Dyson still gets paid for those ventilators if that happens, I don't know, but I suspect he will. And then we will have a lot of ventilators of unknown quality lying around the countryside that aren't really needed. This is trying desperately hard not to swear here, but this is a really screwed up situation that this country has found itself in, and it's a situation this country must never find itself in again. We have to learn from this. We have to learn that being imprisoned for being totally innocent is not a comfortable thing. We have to learn that the rest of the world, the collective knowledge of the world, is probably greater than the knowledge of a few people in Parliament. We need to learn that we do need experts. I've heard so many times, oh, we don't need experts. We've had enough of experts. We don't need experts. All the way since whenever it was, the 2016. We don't want to hear that anymore. We've got to start listening to experts, and we've got to start working together as a world community, or this will happen again. And next time it happens, whilst the rest of the world is prepared, we will be totally unprepared. It'll be the UK that gets wiped out, nowhere else. This isn't funny anymore, kids. This is actually serious, and people are dying needlessly because we've got a government leading us that doesn't know what to do and is more concerned about money and its mates than the health and well-being of its population. Hopefully they'll see that and change soon, preferably 3 weeks ago. What do we do next time? Hopefully I'll have found something for the 10,000 subscriber series, which that'll cheer us up a bit. We'll look a bit more at Malta and what happened there. That's all for now.